Welcome back, everyone. It is Sunday, August 11th. We got two MLB picks on the way. It is Austin from Calling Our Shot. Logan is over here to my left. He'll come in here in a second with his raspy voice and have a great time. But we're going to dive into our picks in one moment for Sunday's slate of action. Again, like I said, we're on the road. We're in Greensboro, North Carolina at the Wyndham Championship. So we aren't going to edit these videos as much as we normally do. That should stop hopefully after tomorrow's video. But let's dive into a breakdown of yesterday. It feels like we've had a couple straight losing days, where it's like we're just so close. I mean, we had Bobby Witt Jr. to get 2 bags, and the Royals scored 2. He had a triple, ended up getting a single late in that game too. So he easily cashed the bases. We love Bobby Witt Jr. He's the GOAT. We love that man. Unfortunately, he doesn't play today, or I probably would have backed him again. And then our losers, we had Red Sox team total over 4.5. Now, I'll tip my cap. They had a masterful performance from Spencer Arrighetti, 13 strikeouts. Red Sox still managed to get 4. Unfortunately, their bullpen gave up, I think, a run in the 8th inning, which would have hopefully gotten us to extra innings. And then, of course, Rafael Devers gets a leadoff double in the bottom of the 9th, and Red Sox could not hit him around to tie up the game. And then our other loser was Logan's Reds money line. I mean, hey, Logan talked about how Nick Martinez would pitch well, and he did. They only gave up 1 run. Problem is the Reds did not score at all yesterday. Lost 1-0. Kind of painful, but it is what it is. Not much we can do there. I feel like the Reeds have been there, just, offenses aren't showing up when we need them to, and that's going to be the case sometimes. But I'm going to dive into my pick, and I'm hoping some offense shows up in this game because I'm heading out to Toronto. Favorite pick of the day, Athletics Blue Jays. Taking the over at 8, which is currently about -120 on Fanatics. Now, a bunch of different books are at 8.5. I believe you can get some solid value, like 8.5 -102 is, I think, the FanDuel line. I think based on where sharper books are listed, I think this line could close at 8. So I'll take the push potential at 8. We kind of did the same thing with the Padres and Marlins a few days ago. Of course, yesterday, if we ran back Padres Marlins, things soared over in like the 4th inning. So just hate to see that. But so if you want to back Red Sox today, you certainly can, because they'll probably put up 8 runs on Hunter Brown. But at the same time, why do I like runs in this Blue Jays Athletics game? Now, so far through this series, you've seen pretty low scoring games. I mean, yesterday, I think the Blue Jays only had 2 hits to their name, but Blue Jays lost yesterday, just like the Reds did, 1-0. Game before that, in the first game of the series, it was a 3-1 victory. Obviously, we haven't seen a lot of offense so far, but I think the offense starts to heat up here because I don't really like either of these 2 pitchers. Chris Bassett will start for the Blue Jays. Now, Bassett is coming off arguably one of his best starts of the year. I mean, we saw him almost taking a no-hitter against the Jays before, I believe, or not against the Jays, against the Orioles, before I believe Jackson Holliday hit a home run. But 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs allowed to the Orioles. He was pretty much cruising through 7, and then he started to struggle in that 8th inning when they brought him out there. And that's kind of where another run came. And you could argue the Orioles probably should have more. That was what the time where people were really tough on Brandon Hyde for some pinch hitters. We know that because Colton Cowser was one of the guys that got pinch hit. But prior to that, in July, we talked about Bassett starts 4, 3, 5, 3, and 5 earned runs. So a guy that's been consistently giving up 2 to 5 runs. And while the A's haven't been the most scorching hot offense, I think they can do well here. Now, if you look at how Bassett pitched against them back in Oakland in June, 8 innings pitched, 1 earned run. We can't afford to start like that. But at the same time, we think about Bassett. He had a lot of motivation and energy going into that game. He obviously started majority of his career. He pitched in Oakland. So going back to his old stomping grounds, I imagine he wanted to shove. Now there shouldn't be as much motivation here. I think the A's can do something here. I don't think they're going to put up 10 runs, but I think they can put up a few, maybe 2 or 3 on Bassett, maybe get 1 run or 2 runs or even more on that bullpen for Toronto, which hasn't been good. I think we see the A's bat show up and get us at least a couple runs. But honestly, if we're going to get all of them from the Blue Jays, that's fine here too, as they're going to face J.P. Sears. Now, like Bassett, Sears is coming off a great start. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run allowed to the White Sox, though. I mean, come on. Do we really count that? I don't know. I don't personally. But Sears has struggled in day games, a 6 ERA in day games. It's obviously a day game. It's like a 1:30 start. He's also struggled on Sundays. Maybe that correlates with the day game struggles. And this is the Blue Jays offense that has been pretty good against lefties. Top 10 offensive unit in batting average, WRC plus, OPS versus left-handed pitchers. So I think we can see them come out here and do well. The last 4 lefties that faced them pretty much since the end of July, we've seen them get up 4, 6, 3, and 3 runs on those guys. And we look at Sears, 300 batting average allowed with runners in scoring position. So the Blue Jays I don't even think the Blue Jays had a runner in scoring position yesterday. So you imagine they're a little bit more disciplined at the plate. And JP Sears is going to throw pitches for them to hit. So I think we see them get plenty of base runners here. Or just need timely hits. The Blue Jays have been actually a pretty good team at getting the timely hits over the last few weeks, and they've been pretty good. Sears has been pretty bad in terms of giving up those runs. On the flip side, I didn't mention Bassett. He's allowing a 275 batting average with runners in scoring position. So again, I think we see some runs on both of the starting pitchers. And we get to the bullpens. Oakland just used some of their better arms like Mason Miller. I mean, it was a 1-0 game. You're going to use your best unit. And then, like I said, Toronto's bullpen has not been one that I trust a ton. So again, we're not going to force a ton of picks down on this card, but I really like this Athletics Blue Jays over 8. You can take the 8.5. I like getting the push potential here and only having to pay -120. So that's going to be my favorite pick of the day. But I'm going to throw it to Logan. He's going to hopefully spoon feed you a winner. And he's got a team to win today. And hopefully they don't lose 1-0 because we might end it all.
Yes, raspy voice Logan is back. But I got a winner that I really do like today. And it's going to be a money line, as Austin kind of teased there. I'm taking the Guardians on the money line. -110 odds on Fanatics is your best value there. I really do like the Guardians today. I think they get the outright win. Obviously, in a pick'em, the Guardians are looking to get this series split in Minnesota. I think they do end up getting it today. Let's talk about they just ended their 7-game losing streak, which is big for them. Baseball's a game of momentum. And if you're on a losing streak, obviously you don't really want to touch them. But they finally got to see one go through the hoop yesterday. And they have a good matchup today against David Festa and the Twins. David Festa starts for the Twins, 5.55 ERA, 1.27 whip. Festa, to me, is due a bad start. He's coming off a really, really good start. 5 innings pitched, 0 earned run game against the Cubs. Now he gets the Guardians, who play a different style of baseball than the Cubs. The Guardians, they have that small ball lineup, and a pitcher that isn't elite at strikeouts will struggle to put those hitters away. I don't care what you want to say. David Festa is not an elite strikeout pitcher. The Guardians will put the ball in play, and I think they're going to have a lot of success against David Festa today. Festa allowing a .312 batting average on balls in play, and the Guardians don't strike out. That's the thing is, like, even if you look at Festa's best starts, yeah, he's getting 6+ Ks, but the Guardians being a good strikeout team, I think they really get to him today. And I think the Guardians pitching holds it down, and it's led by Tanner Bybee, starting for the Guardians, 3.48 ERA and a 1.09 whip for Tanner Bybee. He's faced Minnesota twice this year, and he's pitched well in those outings. 5 1/3 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run. Both those starts kind of, to me, say he should go out and pitch a solid showing. They have not really touched Tanner Bybee. He also pitches well on the road. He's a guy we can back on the road. 3.0 ERA on the road for Tanner Bybee. With runners in scoring position, Tanner Bybee only allowing a .212 batting average. He will challenge the Twins to score by really stringing together hits. That's always my question with this Twins team. Can they string together those hits? They have not really shown the ability to do so against Tanner Bybee. I think he goes out and pitches a really solid showing. And then we go down to the bullpens, where I think this game's decided. Because in a pick'em, this could be a lower scoring game. This could be a higher scoring game. I don't really know. But what I do know is over the last 14 days, Minnesota 24th in bullpen ERA, Guardians 12th in bullpen ERA. Pretty decisive advantage late game for the Guardians. And I doubt Festa really goes that deep. I'd be shocked if he went over 5 innings pitched. So that means we're going to get a good exposure to that Twins bullpen. I think the Guardians really do break it late. I think the Guardians win this game. I think they're, when you see a team open as favorites on the road, it's obviously, it's a pick 'em on some books now. I think when we see that, we have to take note of it, and we have to ask ourselves why. I think the Guardians show up today, unlike the Reds yesterday. Oh my gosh, he was a money line 1-0. There's nothing more painful than that. But the Guardians will get us a little revenge today. Let's go 2-0. I'm going to toss it back to Austin to close out the video.
Yep. Well, we love both those two picks. We're going to hopefully go 2-0 and hopefully recap a 2-0 day tomorrow. But as always, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Apologies for the lower editing on the weekend, but kind of difficult, especially going on some hotel Wi-Fi and some hotspots. So we're going to hopefully go 2-0. Again, recap, you see at the bottom of the screen, Athletics Blue Jays over 8 and Guardians money line is our 2 picks of the day. No parlay of the day. Those will return on Monday. And hopefully you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Austin and Logan signing out. We will see you guys back in tomorrow with some more picks. See you then. Peace.